You're listening to the Wired for Impact podcast. What's been one of the biggest books that's influenced you the most?
There are so many. I'll mention one that I read last year, which had a tremendous impact on my business and my confidence as a business person, allowed us to scale tremendously within the course of just the first few months after reading it. And that was $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. Alex writes at a third grade, maybe fifth grade reading level, which is really cool because he's a very successful business person, but he's taking these complex subjects and distilling them down into like no nonsense, very easy to understand and implement frameworks, exercises, concepts. And so I read that book, and after going through all of the exercises and frameworks and stuff, I built a new service for my company that was 5 to 10 times bigger on an average deal size than anything I was currently offering. And I started to sell it like crazy and provide value and hear feedback from my customers. Hey, this is underpriced. Like, what a cool place to be. And it was all because of that book. And so that book allowed me to hire more people, grow my team, service more people at a bigger level. And when you think about what kind of an impact a book can have, I mean, it's been hundreds of thousands of dollars in the last year and a half of additional revenue because of a book, a $20 book. I mean, it doesn't get any crazier than that. So yeah, I owe a lot to Alex, and that's one of the best books I've read in a few years.
I have it. I haven't gone through it just yet, but man, it's been making the rounds. I see it. Obviously, he's crushing it right now on the social game, and he's got a book launch, and he's done very well with that. I've seen him everywhere. You can't log in anything these days and not see him if you're an entrepreneur anyway, but yeah, that's awesome. Would you mind sharing like what was one of the lessons that you got out of that helped you scale?
Oh yeah, I don't mind at all. So Alex teaches a value equation. And in this value equation, there are 4 different variables. And one of the variables was like the perceived likelihood of achievement. And so if you could essentially build a guarantee around your offer that increases the likelihood of achievement, and that can happen a few different ways. And if you combine all of them, it's great. It can happen through testimonials. It can happen through money back guarantees. It can happen through providing data and more certainty around your offer, but just like the exercises around building a new offer, I think, and then incorporating everything around offer structure, like it was just home run after home run. I'll give a more concrete example. There was, in the offer creation section or the service creation section, he gave an example. He said something like, spend 60 seconds and write down every single way that you think you could position selling a brick. So you go through and you write for 60 seconds. A lot of normal things come to mind. And then he says, well, it's all about the questions that you're asking yourself. What if the bricks came in any size? And then all of a sudden you're thinking about huge bricks, and all of a sudden these different service ideas come up. And then he's like, well, what if they came in different colors and different materials? And now all of a sudden you have all these other service ideas that you can come up with. And so he tries to get you to do the same thing with the services that you offer. Get outside of your own thinking, get outside of the box, ask yourself some different and creative questions. And so that's what I did to come up with some of the new services that BookThinkers offers. And then you go through kind of the like, how do you increase perceived likelihood of achievement? How do you build a guarantee that makes sense? How do you increase speed of delivery? And so all of these things became very important in the new service that I was building. And it just, like I said, it just helped us grow so much.
That's awesome. Thank you for listening to this episode of Wired for Impact. If you're interested in creating and expanding your impact, be sure to visit us online at impactnow.com.